So you probably know Aquaman 2 is coming out pretty soon, less than 2 weeks now. You might also know Little Miss Mera is unchanged and Mera will be you know who in the movie. So I'm following the box office predictions and seeing what some people are saying. Looper is a pretty big site. I think they got a YouTube channel. They're one of the mainstream or wannabe mainstream movie places, and what they say is Aquaman 2's box office opening is shaping up to be another superhero disaster. Doesn't exactly sound positive. Let's see what we got. I missed this one a few days ago, but here it is. Early signs say Aquaman 2 could flounder at the box office. I love how they always make these little underwater ocean jokes, these silly little puns or whatever. Alright, let's hope Aquaman 2 flounders. They say James Wan's directing it. Yes, we knew that. And then they say people thought the first Aquaman wouldn't do so good. Maybe hinting towards the fact, well, who knows? Maybe this one will do good. People think it can't. They then go on to say, against all odds, Aquaman became a huge success, 335 million domestically, and it also faced odds against Bumblebee and Mary Poppins. But they then say things aren't looking so good for Aquaman 2. They quote what we've gone over once before. The 32 to 42 million is pretty much an official prediction for the opening weekend. Some people say 60, but some say, like Looper here, possibly as low as 32, which, yeah, that would be a disaster. They say Box Office Pro is not optimistic, and that the domestic run might be anywhere from about 100 million to 170 million. So don't forget the first one domestically was 335 million, which is almost double their average prediction there. Actually, about double. But if that were true, it could still possibly make money. It needs 410 million to make money. It's not an impossibility, but that wouldn't be so good because that's just about breaking even anyway. Aquaman 2 could be a box office loser. Well, they're not positive. They're not trying to defend anyone anymore. Not saying, well, maybe you should see it and not worry about you know who in the court case. Forget that. They're just being blatantly negative. They mentioned Shazam flopped. We knew that. I didn't see it. Don't really watch that stuff so much. And one of the biggest reasons going around is that all the other superhero movies failed. And I'm not totally sold on that one because I still think Aquaman's a little different than the other caped, more stereotypical ones. It's just a slightly different feel and different audience, but not completely. And I'd argue Momoa's a bigger pull than most of the other people in the other ones. I don't even know who was in Ant-Man. I don't know who played Shazam. I know Ezra Miller was the Flash. Ben Affleck, I know. I know some of them. But, I think Momoa is still the biggest pull out of the whole bunch. Aside from Affleck, I guess. They do say, however, that Jason Momoa hasn't had much impact since then, which happens to be true. I mean, I guess a good counterpoint to what I was saying is that he hasn't been going up and up and up. He's been kind of staying on the line. So with that in mind, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe his draw has kind of fizzled a little bit. They do end on a positive note saying that this time around, there's not much competition Christmas time, which might actually be meaningful. If people are just bored, it's Christmas time, they want to see a movie, yeah, some people might see this maybe even after they see something else or whatever, just because it's the only thing available. That's the most reasonable thing I've heard as far as positivity. They do say what I've been saying all along, more in the past, that maybe it'll make about half of what the first one did. Even if it made flat out half, that would be like $100 million profit, which is not that great for these types of movies. I mean, profit's profit, but that's pretty low. Anyway, I've covered most of these places now. We'll see what else pops up as it gets closer. But I think at this point, everything's been said and done. There's pretty much no promo, no drama, no interviews. Seems really quiet. So I can't imagine that'll help it. That's a very cheap piece of artwork, by the way. That's like a PNG everyone has of Aquaman, plus this movie background that gets around everywhere. Good job, Looper. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.